still here another day just outside of Flagstaff, and I'm just taking a walk up this road. Still very quiet here, and it's the weekend. It's Saturday morning. I thought for sure, because of all the places around Flagstaff, you know, close, within 20 minutes, I assumed, especially on the weekend, this was gonna be a really crowded spot. I mean, there's a few other places here besides mine. Not a lot, and there doesn't seem to be any fire pits. And the one fire pit near me looks like they were trying to dismantle it. Maybe the Forest Service rangers. So of course I'm not going to have a fire, especially after that smoke scare the other day here. I don't want to, yeah, if it's really iffy or windy like it is here, or I see smoke like that, and I'm also in an area that might have been burnt out at one time, I don't even attempt to have a fire. It's just not worth it to me. I don't want to take any chances of setting this on fire again. Well, that's nice. Those are the kind of sites you want to look for, what I've got now. It's the only campsite on the road, so it's maybe most people coming up here know that, and that's why no one has driven up this road. Okay, today we're going to make a pizza for the very first time in the van. I've got this pizza packet I picked up here back in Quartzsite, and it contains the flour and the yeast, and all I have to do is add warm water and make a dough. Okay, I do not have a mixing bowl because I live in a small space, so we're going to use this pot I have here and hope it's big enough. Put that in the oiled pan here, and then we'll cover that. And we just have to let that sit for 45 minutes until it doubles, and we'll be back. Okay, the pizza dough has risen, and I'm just cutting it in 4 equal pieces. Because I'm going to be doing this pizza in the air fryer, I'm going to have to make 4 smaller ones. So what I'm going to do here is spray a little bit of olive oil on here, on this aluminum foil, because I'm going to be putting it in the air fryer, and I don't have like any kind of a pan that is flat and will fit in the air fryer. Should I try should I try to do the stretchy thing? Dare I? Woo, it's getting pretty stretchy. Wow, it's stretching really easy. I don't know how those guys do it without it getting tearing and thin in the middle. Ooh, yeah, that's not working. So we're just going to put it down here. And kind of reminds me when Chupacabra made the pizza for me. And it got just like this, very soft and thin in the middle. Ooh, that might be too big for the air fryer. Well, that's good. I'll just make a little crust out of that then, around the edges. Now that looks better. Nice, nice. Okay, I just took the pizza crust out of the air fryer, and it's nice and brown and toasty. And the first thing I'm going to do is, I'm not going to put any sauce or cheese on this. So I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil on here. Spread that on top. And then I'm going to put some garlic on it. Some minced garlic. Who doesn't like a garlicky pizza? I've got some chopped up spinach here. some mixed bell peppers, and then shiitake mushrooms. That looks pretty good, I think. Oh, forgot one thing. Some salt and pepper. And some Italian spices here. And if you've seen me cook before, you know I like to use nutritional yeast. And since it has a cheesy flavor and I'm not putting any cheese on this pizza, this will give it a little cheesy flavor. And let's pop that back in the air fryer now. And that should only take a few minutes to heat up since everything's already cooked. And we have the finished pizza right here. Let's cut into this and see what we've got. I don't have a pizza cutter. When I moved into the van, I got rid of my pizza cutter. It was one of the things that I just didn't think I would use much again. Let's give it a try. Looks fine. It tastes really good. So now I know I can make a pizza in the air fryer. I have 3 more pizza crusts in the refrigerator that I can make 3 more over the next couple days. Good morning, everyone. We're heading out here from the forest just south of Flagstaff. Been here a couple days just kind of waiting out the van to make sure it was okay before I got back on the road and headed further away from that mechanic that did the work. But today we're headed back into Flagstaff, going to the aquatic center again. I'm going to take a shower, a hot tub, and a swim before I leave. Then I'm going to do some shopping because I'm out of food and water. And then we are going to head to Sedona area, the Red Rock area of Arizona. Actually, I'll be camping in a place called Rimrock, and there's some beautiful Red Rock cliff views there, and there's a nice BLM spot on a Red Rock cliff that I'm hoping that I can get. There's only about, I think, 4 or 5 spaces there, but it is a Tuesday, so we'll see if we can get one of those spots. If not, we'll just find another one. So thanks for joining me again. Let's get on the road. It's a nice smooth road though. Oh, I got a big crack in my windshield. Actually, I've got a couple cracks. I don't bother getting them fixed. I'd be fixing this windshield every couple months. So many rocks jump up on the highway and hit the windshield. Sometimes I just get a little pit hole, and other times it spiders into a full crack. All that highway driving. And we're back on the highway. Those are the San Francisco peaks in the distance there, rising above Flagstaff. I'm on my way towards Sedona now. I just finished up in Flagstaff. Went to the aquatic center, went for a swim, a hot tub, and a shower. And again, nobody was there, just a couple people my age. Very nice. And picked up some groceries and resupplied my water. Still pretty cloudy, almost looks like it's gonna rain. It's really windy, like 20 miles an hour out there. All right, we'll see you when we get there. It's starting to rain. And that's pretty good timing. I don't know if you remember me telling you in another video that my windshield wipers were all rotted and the rubber just completely tore off. And because I was in the desert all winter and it didn't rain, I didn't bother replacing them. I didn't want them to sit in the heat, the hot heat in the desert and rot again before I got a chance to use them. And so just a couple of days ago, I happened to be near a auto parts store and I decided to pick up a set, and I just installed them yesterday. Oh yeah, much nicer than the old ones. The old ones were a couple of years old, and last time I used them was in the summer, and they were pretty scratchy. We're getting quite a bit of rain here. See those dark clouds up there. I guess this is the first rain of the season here. At least for me it is. Well, this is nice. It'll give the van a chance to get washed off. So much dust on this van from the winter in the desert. And because I'm always camping on dirt roads, dusty dirt roads, I don't bother to take it to the car wash. It almost seems senseless. So let nature do it. We're now heading down out of the mountains and going down into the Red Rock Canyon areas, which are a much lower elevation. Probably going to go from, I think we're at 6 or 7,000 feet. Probably going to go down to 3 or 4. There's a scenic view over here. I think I'm going to pull over and check it out. Wow, look at that. So I think that's considered the Verde Valley, Camp Verde, and north of that is Sedona. And look at that storm. The rain is just... I believe it's wine country down there. I think I'll do some wine tasting while I'm here. After spending half the day in Flagstaff shopping and showering and stuff, I'm glad I don't have to drive so far to this next campsite. It's only 40 minutes from Flagstaff, and we're almost there. Yep, that was 6,000 feet. Okay, we made it to the Red Rock area. Now that the van got all cleaned off from the rain, it's getting all dusty again as I kick up dust on this road. Yeah, there's a lot of people here. Look at that. I kind of suspected. That's okay. There's other places around here to camp, they just don't have a cliffside view. Yeah, everybody has a nice view over the edge of the cliff. There's somebody coming out. Either they came in and couldn't find a place, or they left a place. So let's hope they're leaving a place. It is one. At least I got one. That must have been those people. Alrighty, look at that. Back right in there. Oop, don't want to hit that fire pit. Okay, I'm gonna park here, and then I'm just gonna walk over to the edge and see if there's any other sites over there. Okay, let's see what we've got here. So this spot is kind of nice. It's got a couple fire rings. Just gonna walk. This is the end of the loop. It's a small loop. Like I said, it only had a few sites. I'm just gonna go to the edge and see if there's any more sites down here. So yeah, this is the last site. They got one of the ones right at the edge of the cliff. Let's take a walk over here and be careful of rattlesnake. It's a very rocky area. Oh yeah, look at this. It's not a real high cliff, but it's high enough. If you've seen some of my videos from last year, you'll know I love camping on the edge of cliffs. And there's some juniper trees here and some cactus. It's actually a beautiful day to be here. I love the sky like this. Love storms. Okay, let's go set up camp. So that's the last site there, that van. The end of the loop. There's a schoolie over there. And there's a couple rigs over there, a truck and a, looks like a toy hauler. And there's the van. This is my spot. Yeah, so I'm not technically camped right at the edge of the cliff, but you know, I'm on this little mesa that juts out. And as you can see, it's just the cliffs right there where I just walked. And then over here, the cliffs right there. So it's a very small piece of land that juts out here and has these, what is it, about six sites. And then in the distance you can see more over there. But I'm way out here, more on the point. Got some pretty cactus here and a fire pit. And I don't feel bad about having a fire here actually, since it's so much dirt. Not really any forest, just these desert plants, cacti, some juniper, like I said. And you can see over there, there's a canyon over there. You can see how red the soil is. Isn't that amazing? And the cool thing is, I just backed in here so I could take a look to see if there were any spots. And it's so level here, I don't even have to level the van out. It's already perfectly level. I can just leave it right where it is. Okay, I'm gonna set up camp because the rain stopped. And it doesn't look like it's gonna be starting up again anytime soon. Although it is still pretty windy. But the sun keeps going in and out. So I'm getting some really good solar. Getting everything charged back up. Hope these don't blow over. Yeah, it's finally dried up a little bit, the ground. I have some neighbors that pulled up last night. Right across from me. A schoolie. Well, it's a little windy out here. So I've got a nice little patio space here with a beautiful view. And although behind me there are 6 or 7 other campers, this is my view. Other than the school bus in front of me, I cannot see anybody for this whole front of me. Damn it. Good morning. I just got up to get out of the van after an all-night rainstorm. I was telling you about the red dirt out here. I stepped out the door and the red dirt has turned to kind of a clay, a muddy clay. You can see where I stepped down there. I took one step and yeah, it's like stepping into wet clay. I'm gonna take a walk up here and see of these sites opened on the edge of the cliff. Oh my God, one opened up right here. Is that a chair? Well, it's hard to tell. Oh, it's a broken chair. So no one's here. And it's got a cliff view. I'm coming back here. Gotta go get the van right now. That would be awesome. I think I'll just grab the chair and put that over there. Got my chair perched right here on the cliff. And the van is right there. I'm all set up here. And there's my cliffside patio right there in between these 2 trees. And we do have someone camped right there. And a red truck right behind me in the next site. And then there's some rigs over there. And nobody over here. There's no sites over here. Today it's quite windy, as you can maybe hear or see. Tonight I'm going to do something else with the pizza dough. I've still got pizza dough, believe it or not. I'm going to do something called... I had done that burger in the pizza dough with the vegetables, and it kind of reminded me of a stromboli, so I'm actually going to do a traditional stromboli this time. And instead of meat, of course, vegetarian, I'm going to use this. Now that I have a freezer, I buy these frozen things. I didn't used to buy them all the time I've been in the van because of that. But these here, they're called a drive-through burger, and they really have a taste of reminded me of a childhood charbroiled burger from Dairy Queen. And even though I don't eat meat anymore, the memories from that are familiar. So to me, it's comfort food, that smell, that taste, even though I don't eat it anymore. But I found that these burgers here, these drive-through version, all American drive-through, so whatever that means. Yeah, they remind you of one of those burgers. They have that kind of charbroiled flavor. The ingredients are textured pea protein, oil, onions, sweet potato, carrot, butternut squash, roasted garlic. That's pretty much it. I do like them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those and I'm going to crumble it up and saute it with some frozen mushrooms, frozen bell peppers, frozen spinach, and some fresh carrots, all diced up in there. So, and then I'm going to roll that in the pizza dough. So stay tuned. All right, I've got everything cut up here. I'm going to throw it in a pan and saute it all. Cook it up, and then stuff it in the pizza dough. And if I don't forget, there's one extra item, surprise item I'm going to put inside there. It has something to do with burritos. I have a piece of aluminum foil here with some oil on it, olive oil, and I'm just going to spread this out in kind of I think a rectangle. Now that we have that all shaped out, I'm going to take the cooked ingredients, I'm going to put some minced garlic on top of that. And I told you there was a secret ingredient, right? And it has something to do with burritos, right? Have you heard of a California burrito? It's where they take a burrito and they put French fries on it. So I've got these thick cut steak kind of fries that I'm going to throw on there. So this is a California stromboli. And then I still have that non-dairy cheese, the vegan cheese. So I'm going to put some of that on top. And now is the trick. How do we do this? This is what I was thinking. Wrapping it over like that. It's going to work. Oh, it is, yeah. Because I have the oil on there. Perfect. Close it up like a pie or a pocket. Pinch that together. That's what a stromboli is supposed to look like. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to put it in the air fryer this time. I just pulled that out of the oven there. How's that look? Looks good. Let's hope it's the same inside. It's nice and crispy. How's that look? Came out great. Actually, I like it better than a pizza. Oh, and you might have noticed that I cooked it in the air fryer today. A full sun, so all the solar banks got full today. So I was able to use the air fryer. Good morning, everybody. Just making some hibiscus sun tea here. After a couple days of cloudy weather, high winds, and a little bit of rain, looks like we have a calm day today. Calm, sunny day. So I'm going to take advantage of that sun, get some solar power, some sun tea going. Gorgeous day. I told you a couple videos ago that I was going to spend this year, after 5 years on the road of not doing any remodeling or upgrades, I'm going to do a few little small upgrades, and I'm still continuing that. So I had some packages sent to this area here ahead of time, and I'll have to show you what I'm going to be installing or what I'm getting new. That's going to help van life a little bit, and those are on their way, and they should all be here by Monday. So I'll probably stay here until Monday, and then I'll head out, pick up the packages, and move to a new spot. You hear that bird? I identified it with an app I have, Merlin, and it's called a canyon wren. It does this descending scale whistle. I like that. Okay, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna go back in the van, make some coffee and some breakfast. I'll catch you later. Well, it's coming to a close of my stay here at Rimrock, at least for now. I didn't get a chance to fly the drone. It's just been way too windy. Actually, it's been way too windy to even be outside. Most people are inside their rigs all day, like I was. Well, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.